Hello, how are you? It is good to be here. It is good to be here. Good to see you. And doing something new, I've added Instagram onto the recording. So we're going to see how that goes. Okay. And it is 2019. How about that? We are in another new year. There's an old song that that they sing at church, and it's called "It's Another Year." It's another new year, and I ain't gone. Thank God Almighty, I ain't gone. So, for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Trinette Stanford, and I am a certified nurse practitioner and diabetes educator. I have a company called Totally About Diabetes, which is a coaching, education, and support program for those with type 2 diabetes and those at risk for developing diabetes. Those with pre-diabetes, people with high blood pressure, heart disease, all of that. Okay? So, this is a new year. What health goals or have you thought about setting any health goals? You know, at the beginning of the year, a lot of times we talk about New Year's resolutions and things we want to do, but what about health goals? You know, a lot of times we say, well, we want to clean up and put up and change things and everything, but what about your health? So, what kind of things are you willing to do? What kind of changes are you willing to make in order to improve your health for the coming year? And you know what? I have talked about smart changes, smart goals, setting smart goals. And that's what we're going to cover again today in order to let you know you don't have to talk about taking a big whole chunk of anything, you know, little bite-sized pieces. So the thing, and then the other thing I look at is we're not talking about something that we're not going to look at until at the end of the year. No, we want it immeasurable and specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals. So what I want you to consider is doing 90 days, looking at 90-day goals, because a lot of times you go to the doctor, you know, if your A1C is running high, a lot of times your doctor or your nurse practitioner, whoever you're seeing, will want to see you every 90 days. So that's why I said, well, let's do it on 90 days. Now, some of them may have you coming in every 6 months. So if that's the case, that'll be a good midpoint checkup for you, okay? So, like I said, we're going to talk about SMART goals, and I covered them a little bit already, but okay, the S stands for specific. We want to look at what specific thing do you want to target for the next 90 days. Is it, you know, just changing the way you think about having diabetes? You know, because some people, they are really depressed and downtrodden and upset that they've been diagnosed with diabetes. So sometimes we just need to get our mind set, need to get our mind in the right direction as far as taking care of ourselves. So it may be that, you know, that may be the specific thing. Another specific thing is I may want to start an exercise program that I've been sitting around and not doing anything. So I'm just going to get up and start moving. Okay, that's specific. I'm going to start exercising. Or you can look at, well, I haven't been eating right. And I know I haven't been eating right. So that can be a goal. So get the idea, you know, and I would encourage you, go ahead and get a piece of paper and a pen and start writing some of this stuff down so you'll know what to look at after we get through with the talk, okay? So that's the S, is specific. Okay, the next one is M, which is measurable, something that you will be able to measure. You'll be able to see that you have improved, okay? So if you measure as far as, okay, the first thing we talked about was your mindset as far as what you think about your, how you think about the diabetes. And if you're at the point where now it's like, okay, I have diabetes. What am I going to do about it? That you have accepted the fact that right now that is where you are. And see, that's the other thing. You know, a lot of times we want to act like we don't have it, and we think that that's faith, but no. Faith is you acknowledge that something exists, but you will have the faith and the tenacity and to overcome that, okay? So that would be a measurable for that, you know, that you've changed your outlook on it. Another thing, like I said, if you decided that I'm going to start exercising, well, when are you going to start and how often are you going to start? That is, you know, how often are you going to do it? So if you can say, I'm going to start by doing 15 minutes of activity 3 days a week. Okay, that's a start. That's measurable. That's something that's specific. And then eating right. Okay, you can, an instance is, I'm going to start eating breakfast every day. I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast every day. So again, that's measurable. Okay, achievable. You want it to be something that's bite-sized pieces. You just want a small chunk. So that's why I said focus on one thing. Just focus on one thing that you can look at, okay? And like with the example before, I said you're going to get up and move 15 minutes 3 times a week. Well, what kind of exercise are you going to do? Is it going to be walking? Is it going to be weights? Is it going to be whatever? You know, so you have things like that to look at. And then realistic. You want it to be a realistic. You don't want it to be something that's so far-fetched that you cannot reach it, that there's no way that you can achieve it. But it's something that you can reach right now. All right. And then timely. And you want it to be in the right now. Like I said, this is going to be 90 days, 90-day goals in order to help you achieve it. Because like I said, most people go to their doctor every 90 days if their blood sugar is kind of uncontrolled. So then that way you have something to do until you go to the next visit, and you'll be able to see if there's an improvement, okay? And one thing that I always encourage people to do is to write things down. Like I said, if you had have a dedicated notebook in order to write down your blood sugars, to write down what you eat, to write down questions, also to list all your medications that you're on. And that will be your medical journal that you can take to the doctor with you every time you go. So then that way, that will give them something to look at. You know, I told the story that I did diabetes teaching in our church, and I gave out composition books and asked them, told them how to use it, let them know to write down their blood sugars, the times they took it, write down what they ate, if they had any questions for the doctor. When they thought about it, write the questions down. So then that way, when you go to the doctor and you have the book, you have it right there. Because how many times do you go to the doctor and then you think, oh, I wanted to talk to him about something, but I forgot what it was? You know, that happens all the time. So if you write it down, it's right there. And you know what? From the provider standpoint, you know, because I am a healthcare provider, it makes our job so much easier when you have it like that, because then that way we know what to document, we know what's going on. And if you have written numbers down, we're able to see what has been going on with you. And like I said, I did this teaching in our church. And then last week, one of the pastors got up and told me that he had when he went home, he started using the book like I recommended and everything. And he went back to the doctor the week before, and his A1C had come down like 3 points. I mean, he had gone from out of control to in control. So it works. It really works. But you just have to put the work in, okay? So that is what we want you to consider, want you to look at for the next 90 days. And it's something that you can do every day. And what we're talking about is implementing or adopting, that's the word I use, adopting new health habits. Okay, because I'm a diabetes educator. I'm not the home organizer, or I do recommend about cooking and different things like that, but I'm specifically looking at you considering your health. So I want you to look at things in order to improve your health outcomes so that you can be successful, so that you can thrive with diabetes. And a lot of times people don't want to be on medicine. They don't want to stay on the path that they're on, but you have to walk along the path in order to get better. All right, so you have to go along in order to, there's things that you have to do in order to start taking away some medicines and things like that. Okay, so that's what I had for you today. I wanted to come in and share with you some tips and strategies to implement, because this is another new year, and this is a time when you can improve your health a little bit at a time. And I want to encourage you, if you are not a member of our Facebook group, Small Changes, Big Results Diabetes, what it is a small private Facebook group specifically for people with diabetes. And you can ask for permission to come in, and we work with you in order to get you better. Okay, so I'm going to put the information in the chat for on Facebook, and talking and typing at the same time is not a strength that I have. I'm working at it. I'm working to improve it. That's what I said. You can always, there's always room for improvement. You can always change things around. I bet, are you willing to put in the work? That's the thing. As long as there's breath in the body, there's always hope. Okay. So I pin that there, and I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the Instagram live, the Instagram video, but we'll work on it, okay? But it's facebook.com/groups with a small g, GROUPS, /small changes, big results, diabetes. And that will get you to the entrance to the requested page for that Facebook group. And there's 3 questions that you ask, and I will answer the questions, and I'll let you in, okay? All right, so I want you to think about, okay, 2019 health goals, and we're going to set them for the next 90 days. What can we do for the next 90 days in order to improve our health? Why are we doing it for 90 days? Because that's usually the length of time that you have your A1Cs done, okay? And you know where your A1C is, you know where you want it to be. So we look at where we are, what's going on, and then we can go from there. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and I will be notified of the questions and I'll get back with you. If you're looking at this on the replay, if you can put in hashtag replay, I greatly appreciate it, okay? So I want to thank you guys for coming in. I want to thank you for joining. And you know what? I will talk to you a little later. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.